No, we're super loving it. So much fun.
It says live on Facebook now.
Are we up?
Yeah.
Mine still says redirecting.
Oh, it says meeting is now streaming live.
Can everybody hear us? Is everybody on? If you're on, leave a comment in the chat. I have my phone pulled up in case I can't see the comments.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, so we're streaming live to Facebook from Zoom. Let us know if you can hear us.
Hey.
Let's see, are we getting comments? I see people on. I don't see the comments yet, but there's a little delay. So welcome guys, I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Everybody say welcome and thank you to the lovely Kristin. I'm really excited to have a guest with me today on this live. Kristin is just going to be sharing with us, unpacking her story, where she started with this whole online coaching thing, and, more than doubling her services, her rates for her services and her income and her client results. So we want to talk about all of that today. And so, really just, this is all about her being able to share her story, unpacking her story. She's going to tell us what wasn't working, what her big breakthroughs were, any turning points that brought her to where she is now today. And, we're going to see if we can give you some gold nuggets today that you can walk away with as well to take your own coaching to the next level. So if you can see us, if you can hear us okay, this is new, streaming to Facebook and being on Zoom. So leave a hey in the comments if you're all here and you're excited to hear from Kristin today. Give us some likes and some hearts for Kristin being here. Everybody get some hearts. She's going to share all of her wisdom with you so generously today.
Awesome. So happy to be here, Valerie. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad you guys are in the group too. I'm sure you're learning a ton from Valerie, just like I did. So I'm glad you're all here, excited to learn more about you guys. Tell us where you're from. I always like seeing, whenever I do Facebook Live, I like to see where people are from. It's so cool seeing where everyone is in the country. I live in South Florida. I live near Boca Raton, Florida. So it is super hot where I am right now. But what's going to be even hotter is all the stuff we're going to talk about today, all health coaching stuff related. So super, super pumped.
That's right. I'm super pumped. This is going to be really, you guys are going to love this. So if you're brand new here to the community, because I know we have some new members, we're just talking about this, over 500 members now in the last month, which is super exciting. So if you're brand new here, my name is Valerie Ellher. I am a nutritionist and a health coach and a business mentor. I've personally built out my health coaching practice to multiple six figures, all online. And now we're consistently hitting that 80K monthly revenue. So this is what we teach in OCI, growing your coaching practice online, finding those committed clients, right? And really increasing your rates, charging what you're worth, and getting your clients better results in the process, impacting more lives. That's what we're all about. So everybody, I'm seeing in the comments, everybody giving a warm welcome to Kristin. So Kristin, why don't you just share with us a little bit about, share with us a background on your story, what made you decide to become a personal trainer and a health coach? What was your background? Share with us a little bit about kind of who you are.
Yeah, hey you guys. So I have been a personal trainer. Well, I started in personal training back in 2014. And that's how I really started in group exercise actually. So my background's in fitness. I am a fitness fanatic. And I really specialize in female fitness, glute training. That's really my passion. And so I started in fitness, and then that slowly led into nutrition and sports nutrition primarily. That's really my main background is in sports nutrition. And so I worked in multiple gyms, training people, teaching classes. I was a group exercise director for a little while. And, one of the biggest complaints that I heard, and I'm sure a lot of you guys here who are in the fitness space, people saying I work out so much and I'm just, I eat healthy and I'm just not seeing results, and people just really getting frustrated. And, I would ask them questions like, well, why do you think you're not getting results? And they're like, well, I don't know, like I'm eating smoothies and, you know, doing protein shakes and blah, blah, blah. But what I found, and I'm sure a lot of you guys see this too, was that they're not always sharing the whole story, right? And so oftentimes what we do as coaches is we get the full story. And that's what I love about my job right now. But the problem was when I was in the gym, I couldn't get the full story because I see this client for like 30 minutes, or in the fitness class where I'm playing fun music and working out, we can't talk, we can't get deep. And so I knew that there was a disconnect between the energy and, you know, the expectation, that strict all or nothing mentality in the gym, and then reality, right? What was going on at home. So that's what motivated me to become a weight loss coach, because I really wanted to show people, you know, how to kind of have the whole lifestyle, you know, be able to eat the foods they love, and lose the weight that they want and maintain that weight loss, right? And so a lot of the work I actually do now is with emotional eating, and that's really a major part of my program. My Create My Weight program is the emotional eating piece. I also work with the Institute of Integrative Nutrition on their emotional eating psychology course, because before I got into personal training, and I know Valerie wanted me to mention this too, as she said before, I was a high school teacher for 10 years. So I went to Penn State undergrad for education, got my master's in curriculum and instruction. And so I was in the high school setting for 10 years, coached track and field, cross country. I've always been with athletes, always trained athletes. I was an athlete myself. And that's how I got into fitness. So I have always valued health and wellness and exercise. And I just want to help as many people as I can ultimately. And it really is a lifestyle, right? And there's always things in our life that sometimes get in the way of having us eat healthy and doing all the things we know we need to do. A lot of people know what they need to be doing and they're just not doing it, right? And the coach's job is to help that person really uncover their biggest problems. And this is what Valerie really teaches in the OCI program, is teaches coaches how to help clients uncover their major struggles. It's not about us giving advice, because the last thing, most people don't need more advice. Some need it, yes, but like most of my clients especially, they've done every single diet on the market, right? For years and years, they've tried everything and they just want to give up, right? But then what we do is really uncover their problems and then help deal with that. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah. And I also, guys, my main motivation for taking my business online, because I'll be honest, I'm sure I was in the same place as many of you were, we're very cautious and nervous about taking a business online. There's so many coaches online. It's a very crowded space. I totally get it. However, more people need help, especially now more than ever. And I know personally, I was trading time for money and I was getting really tired of it. So I was teaching full time, 7-8 hours a day at school. And then I was training in the morning and at night in the gym. Like my husband never saw me. It was affecting our marriage. And I was just like, I need to do what I'm passionate about and not work so much. So I wanted to scale my business online. And that's exactly what inspired me to do OCI. And I'm so, so happy I did. So that's why I'm here.
I just want to mention, I'm so glad that you touched on the point where you couldn't really get to the root of their problem just seeing them in person. Because I think a lot of times coaches and trainers worry about going online, that they're going to lose value with their clients, that they're not going to be able to help them as much. And what I found is that it's the exact opposite, that it's actually easier to help them better when you're in this coaching relationship, especially with the signature program, because you can actually get to the root of their problem versus, them coming in to see you for sessions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mention that.
Yeah. And I still have a few personal training clients. I'm trying to not have any, I enjoy the one-on-one interaction a little bit, but I really want my entire life to be online, most importantly. But I do find that my online clients get better results than the ones I see in person, because the ones I see in person, it's more just about the fitness piece, right? And when you do the online, when you have the whole program, it really is all encompassing, right? They still get the fitness support, but they get the mindset support, they get the nutrition support, all of that. So it's the full package. So I really love my online business for sure.
Absolutely. And just to recap, I don't know if we shared this in the beginning, but I think I shared it on a post yesterday. When you started out online, what you were charging then versus what you're charging now is completely different. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah. So when and I think that was like a big struggle for me in the beginning. I was like, what do I even charge? Because, you know, there's so many weight loss programs out there. And, you know, I started to kind of look at what other people are charging, but that will just get you overwhelmed because there's so many different price points these days. And so ultimately what I did was I thought about like my hourly rate for PT, right? And so I was talking to someone an hour a week. I started from there. So my first program, 12 weeks, was $1,200. That's where I started. So about $100 a week. And I got clients from that. And, you know, what I found was that the level of support that I was offering, and more importantly, the transformation that they were getting, that this was not just like a 12-week diet, this was a 12-week transformation, right? And so the value of that was way above 1,200, right? And so I was able to, on my calls, and the way Valerie coached us in terms of enrollment calls, getting people to enroll in our programs, you show that value, right? They understand like, wow, this is not a diet. This is not just a meal plan. This is not just like a workout plan. This is like the holy grail, if you will. I love using that term because I do believe I have the holy grail. I know I do. My clients would say the same thing. So that was a game changer for me. And like the more clients I onboarded, I slowly increased my price. And so now I'm at the 3K range, and that is where I'm really happy. And I always say you should be able to say your price like you say your address, right? Like with passion, with power, and like it's non-negotiable, because you know that you're delivering life-changing results if you have a client that's fully committed and fully coachable, right? So it's not about just having an amazing program, but you want to make sure you're having the right person in your program. And that's something we learn a lot about in OCI, like how to pre-qualify clients, how to make sure that they're a fit for our program, and we're a fit to work with them, right? Because just because you can help a person doesn't mean that they're your client, right? You want to make sure that there's somebody that you really can help and they're going to follow your process and get the results.
Exactly. Well, why don't you share with us kind of, so you started out at 1,200, where your program is at now and how much you're bringing in your business every month?
Yeah. So I started at 1,200 and then I worked my way up. I mean, I started at 1,200. I'm trying to think, it was like last summer. So over the last year, but I started charging 3K earlier this year. Yeah. So as I onboarded more clients and as they were sharing their transformations and, you know, really sharing their great results and writing reviews and sending in referrals, I've gotten multiple referrals from my clients because they were just so happy with their results. And of course, like, you know, the Facebook advertising helps bring in new clients, and I meet clients everywhere, you guys. And I think that's another huge misconception about online business. Like you're only going to get your clients from online. Like you have to pay all this money for Facebook ads. That's not true. In OCI, we learned very specific strategy, how to get clients without paying a dime to Facebook paid advertising, right? It's one strategy, but it's not the strategy. And there's a lot of online programs that will say you have to spend X amount of dollars on Facebook ads, and that's not true. But my clients come from everywhere. And I think that's really important, especially those of you who are involved in your communities. Maybe you live in a small town and you have a reputation there, able to pull clients in through there. So it was really important for me to have that mentality that I don't have to be glued to my computer to get clients, because I'm the kind of person, and those of you who are in the health space, you might be like me, where I can't sit at my computer all day. I have to be out and about. I'm a huge extrovert, so I need to like be out. So I like getting clients from everywhere. And so once I had that mentality, I was able to increase my revenue significantly because I wasn't so pressured to bring clients in online. Okay. So my average income these days is anywhere between 10 and 15K a month. And that is because from the online, from my online program. Yeah. But I get clients from all over too. So I live in South Florida. So I have local clients that do my signature program. And then I have clients from all over the country, from Maine to Hawaii, that do my program as well.
Kristin, how many clients, quick pop quiz, how many clients would that be if you were only charging by session, $100 a session?
Oh my God. That's why I'm like, I don't really train anymore. And you know what, guys, like, it's not even just about the money. It's like freedom. I think that's the most important thing. And when you own your own business and you're an entrepreneur, the best part about it is the freedom. The money's great, don't get me wrong, but having your own schedule and deciding like, I'm not going to trade time for money. I don't have to, as a trainer, oh my God, comment below if you're a personal trainer or a fitness instructor, you're getting up at 5 a.m. or earlier every morning, probably like 4 a.m. We teach a 5:30 class. You know, I don't miss those days, right? You know, I get to choose when I wake up, when I get to see clients, and that's the game changer. That is everything. Actually, my husband and I, we're considering going on. I just came back from a little road trip actually with my girlfriends, and I'm thinking of going on another one soon because Florida, we're having some more COVID cases. I'm like, maybe I'll just go drive somewhere. But like the beauty, guys, is I can actually do that. Like I can go on a little road trip right now, and I'm not worried about like trading time for money. That's everything to me. And that is what I'm so grateful for in my online business. I'm not only grateful for the amazing clients that I work with because they are a fit for my program, and that's why they get amazing results, but they have really catapulted me to a new level of my business. So I really thank them for that. But more importantly, all the things I've learned over the last year with growing, you know, my
Totally. Well, and this is kind of circling back around, but why don't you share with us kind of like, okay, so you've built this amazing business, you've like tripled your rates, your clients are getting amazing results, and you have all this time freedom back in your life, you know, to really even show up for your clients as a bigger version of you. Yeah. When you were first kind of like trying to figure out this online coaching and getting clients online, you know, what were you like researching, looking into? You know, where was that struggle for you in the beginning?
Oh my gosh. Where do I start? Well, first of all, I'll tell you. So I told you guys my background was I was a teacher, right? So I always kind of shied away from social media, like Facebook, Instagram. I was never really on it. My first teaching job back in 2007, that's kind of when like Facebook really kind of like started becoming popular. It was like you were not allowed to be on social media if you were a teacher, right? So like I never really put myself out there. So one of the things that I was nervous about being in an online business was, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to be on social media all the time. I'm gonna have to be posting every day. I'm gonna have to look super cute and fit in outfits when I don't feel like, I don't love putting on makeup. This is not my personality. I'm like, I don't wanna be that person. And I thought I had to fit this mold and I had to be online all the time. And I was really shying away from that. So that was my first roadblock. But what happened was I shifted my mindset to realize that no, actually social media is a way to share my message, and it's a way for me to serve people, and it's a way for me to help people. So, but still, like I had to change that thought. Like I don't have to be online all the time. No, like I hate that. So that was the first thing. But then I knew I had to build my business. So I was like, okay, I need a website. I need a Facebook page. I need an Instagram page. I should probably go look at LinkedIn. How am I going to pay for Facebook ads? So I started to like piecemeal things together. I was like, okay, I'm going to go try to figure out Facebook ads. I'm going to watch YouTube videos. I'm going to build a website. Oh my God, my first website was so bad. And I don't even really use mine right now. I've seen in the group, like, oh, do I need a website? People really don't look at that stuff. Like, no. So don't worry about the website. But I was focusing on all the things I had to do, but I wasn't bringing clients on. And that was the problem. And I think a lot of people think that they have to have their program all created and they have to have, you know, the beautiful website and like all the beautiful videos and this and that. And the honest truth, guys, is that there's so much of that out there already. Like we were saying earlier, like this is, you know, this is a busy space. But if you get to talk to people, you're going to learn, you know, what they need, what their problems are, right? They're not going to care if your website's like not fancy or whatever. So
exactly.
So, yeah. And it took me a long time to kind of realize that. I mean, I probably spent so much money on like Facebook ads. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, right? Because there's a lot of like free information out there, but it doesn't mean it's good information. And so once I had a system that really helped me, you know, build my online business, it like saved me money, number one. And more importantly, it saved me like frustration. Like it was so frustrating not growing faster in the beginning because I didn't have any help. And then once I got help, it was just so much better.
Yeah. And I hear that so many times from coaches. They have like this amazing message and this gift to give to the world, and you can just tell this is what they're meant to do, just like you. And they have these like amazing intentions, but sometimes, you know, we just don't have the right strategy. We don't have the right vehicle, and you know, to get that information out there in front of the right clients, it's this really frustrating feeling, just feeling like you're spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
You know, not having the right strategy, the right exposure, not knowing how to capture leads and keep that attention, you know, and convert them into those happy paying clients. So I'm really glad you mentioned that. I think a lot of people can relate. If you can relate to that, leave a heart in the comments. If you've ever felt like you're spinning the wheels, trying to figure out, you know, how to find clients, feeling like you need a website, feeling like you need all your ducks in a row, and, you know, just finding it all very overwhelming. Because I'm sure I hear that all the time from coaches.
Yeah, especially like the social media part, like really overwhelmed me in the beginning. I was like, oh gosh, like how often should I be posting? Like, what should I post? Blah, blah, blah. And I kind of got away from posting and more into paid advertising, because I was like, well, I don't want to keep giving out free information all the time. Like it made me feel like I was just another one of the many. So how could I differentiate myself? And that's what I really wanted to figure out. Like, how can my message be different? And how can I be really clear on how I help people? And that's everything, right? Like really isolating what problem you solve.
Yeah, exactly. I hear that a lot from coaches where they're really overwhelmed. They hear, like you said, there's a lot of advice out there, but it's not always good advice. And a lot of times people will hear, you know, posts on social media 3 to 5 times a day and just keep showing up consistently. But if you don't have the right vehicle and the right strategy, like consistency isn't going to get you anywhere if you're consistently lost. So I understand the frustration in that, feeling like, man, I'm showing up consistently, but I don't have my message down. I don't know how to get in front of those right people who are looking for that message. So one of the questions I have for you, Kristin, you know, so, you know, you're working on your business for a while, you know, before we started working together in OCI. What were like one or two things that, you know, you implemented and noticed right away in coming into OCI, like, hey, I think I'm onto something here. Like this could be, it could be a strategy that I taught you. It could be principles that were a breakthrough for you, or templates, could be anything. What were some of the things that helped you the most right away?
Okay, well, to think of one or two, Valerie, super hard. I have like 10 in my head, but a few of them. Number one is the way we do enrollment calls. I don't even like calling them sales calls. We don't like the word sales, like enrollment, because we are really enrolling someone in their transformation, right? We're really helping them and providing a service to make their life better. We're not selling them a product. We're not about that. So that was everything for me, like just learning the enrollment process. Because remember, guys, I was a high school teacher. I never had to sell anything ever, right? And then even when I was a personal trainer in a gym, I know there are a lot of gyms out there that have sales quotas, and they teach you how to go and talk to potential clients. But the gyms that I worked in were not like that. I worked in like small family gyms. And I was an instructor, and people just wanted to train with me. So I never had to sell training packages. So like I had no background in sales. And so that was the hardest part for me, was if I want to sell a higher ticket package, how am I going to, and I thought this, I was like, how am I going to convince someone to pay me thousands of dollars? And the biggest thing that I learned with OCI was that we don't convince. That's not our job. Because if we have to convince someone to work with us, they're not ready, right? They have to be like, I want this. Like, I am worth this. Like, I am ready. Let's go, right? So we don't convince. We are not in this to sell. We're in here to serve. And that was the biggest mindset shift for me. And what I love about our enrollment process is on the call, that Valerie teaches us, and we have Anil and our awesome sales coach Andrew, enrollment coach. He would not like the word sales. We learned how to help people. It really is a breakthrough session, like how to have them uncover their biggest struggles. Right? That's what the call is about, and that's been so inspiring. And not only has that enrollment process helped me enroll more people in my business, but it's helped me be a better coach. because you can take that same energy and that same mindset and the same strategies into your coaching sessions with clients as well. Because remember, we don't want to just give them information, right? Like we don't want to just give them advice because that's not most of the time not what they need. There's a lot of things beyond that. So that was number one. Oh gosh, I really have to think of just a couple that.
That was such a good point though. Not to cut you off, you can think for a second if you want, but that was such a good point because, you know, on your enrollment call, all you're doing is showing up as a coach. Like, and that is their first experience with you as a coach. And so just like you're going to stand up for them in the middle of the program when they're discouraged and they want to quit, you're going to stand up with them on the original enrollment call when they're like, you know, having their own limiting beliefs or self-doubt, and you are standing there in the enrollment call, not selling them or being salesy, but just being a coach for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the enrollment process, number one, and then kind of like stemming off of that. And number two is just like how to talk to potential clients, like even not on like the enrollment call, but like if you're out on the street, if you're on Facebook, if you are doing a seminar. I like to teach seminars at local hotels. I do nutrition seminars and fitness seminars and that kind of stuff. It's like how to talk to potential clients. And one of the biggest things we learn is how to ask questions, right? And just be really curious. And I want to remind you guys something that I was a teacher for 10 years. I have a master's in curriculum. So I know a lot about asking like high mileage questions. Anyone that is a health coach, you know that term high mileage questioning. But really how to ask questions and just really have a good energy on the calls and when you talk to your clients. So when your clients are complaining about whatever problem it is they have, you know, oftentimes the coach wants to just give advice and put a Band-Aid on and fix it. But what we have to do is ask the right questions. And that is something that has been so invaluable to me on this whole journey, is really learning how to ask questions. Not only has that skill helped me enroll more clients, be a better coach, but it's helped in all aspects of my life. Even like if my husband and I like have a little argument, I ask questions like, well, why do you feel that way? Right? Like, I don't know. It's just, it really helps with everything. So yeah, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so I feel like that questioning process has been super, super helpful. So not only do you learn, you know, being an entrepreneur is not just about like getting clients and getting paid. Yes, that's a big part of it, but it's really about like being the best coach that you can be, because that's how you're going to bring on more clients, and that's how you're going to get referrals. And that's how when you get on Facebook Live and do little discussions, like people are going to see like that's a leader, that's an expert, when you know the right questions to ask and you have the right, you know, way to approach topics as well.
I love it. You guys go into the comments if you can relate to Kristin, where you feel like you don't always know how to communicate with potential clients anywhere. Like if you meet a client, you know, at a Target, or if you meet them online, and it doesn't matter where, if you've ever felt like you didn't know how to communicate with them, leave it in the comments. Or if you felt like, you know, you don't know what to say if someone says they can't afford working with you or it's expensive and you don't know how to communicate, you feel like you don't know how to communicate the value. I know that's a big one for a lot of you coaches, especially in the beginning. And like Kristin said, this whole process is making you a better coach. It's making you a better leader for the very people you're put on this planet to help. So yes, you can, you know, stay researching and looking things up and try and figure it out, but until you actually go do, you're not going to grow into the coach that you are actually put here to be. This is making you a better, I say this all the time, like my coaches like come in, like everybody in OCI, you don't even get invited into OCI unless we see that you are like an amazing coach, you have an amazing message to spread to the world, and then you guys just come in and like blow it out of the water and like get 10 times better, and you're like so good at coaching your clients. So I love that. I mean, speaking about clients, what do you think in terms of your clients' experience? So we talked a little bit about how your business has grown, but how do you think your clients' experience has changed?
Oh my God, awesome. Oh, I love it. I don't even know where to begin. I adore every single one of them. A lot of my clients come in with this fear that they'll never lose the weight or keep it off, you know, because they've tried so many things in the past, you know, and they're like, well, I can't eat this food, because it's not healthy. Or I've been told I can't do this, or I have to work out 5 days a week, whatever. So really, what we do is everything is based on their lifestyle, right? And the most important thing is that we're creating a way of life for them. And so that just like the level of support with that, and just like learning proper nutrition and learning, the exercises, how to fit into their schedule, whatever. So like just that kind of level of support. So the clients really like that, and when I want to make something really clear to you guys too, when you have like a high ticket offer, you are going to get clients that are fully invested, right? They are committed. They want to make the change. Because a lot of them are like afraid to pay a lot of money, but like they know they're going to get the result if they put in the work, right? We want to make sure that they're ready for the work too. Make sure of that. But they come in highly, they're ready to work, and that's why they get their results, because they have a lot of skin in the game and they've done everything and they want to see change. So higher level program, higher level client. That's what I've found, because when people pay for for an hour session, right? It's like, yeah, they're saving money by hourly, but it's like they're not getting the result long term for a lot of people, not everybody. That's why I said, like, I find that clients I work with in my program get better results than people I see one-on-one like 2 or 3 days a week for 30 minutes, right? So it's like my clients are getting amazing results. I mean, and I always ask if they write a review for me. So that's always important. And have them share their stories. Testimonies are everything. And you don't need a lot of testimonies, guys, to build your business. Even just like, I remember one of my very first clients she was my first $1,200 client. Veronique was her name. I met her in a Facebook group, actually. It was December 25th or something. And I was like, oh, new year, new you. Like, I had this new program. Like, she was literally my first client for my 12-week program. I had done shorter programs in the past, but this was my first like 90-day transformation program. And I just dropped it in a Facebook group. I had no idea what the heck I was doing. This was before I met Valerie, did any kind of like, before my website even. And she just like reached out to me via this Facebook message, and we had never met. I was living in Florida. She was in Virginia. And we hit it off on the phone call. And then like she did a video testimony for me that was amazing. And I got clients just from that one person. You don't need a ton of clients. You just need like successful clients, like at least one, at least in my experience. So don't worry about how many. And a lot of times we think like, oh, we can't charge, a lot of money because I don't have any clients. That's not the point. The point is like, can you show clients on the call or when you talk to them the value that you'll bring and how you are different than everything else they've tried.
Yep. Absolutely. I love it. What would you say is your favorite part of your business right now? Your favorite thing?
Oh, I just did a grocery trip with a client actually. For personal reasons, I love the mobility of my work. Again, I told you guys earlier, I really just want to be able to have freedom and work from where I want to, and have my own schedule. And so I love that, number one. Number two, I love that my business is very personalized. And I really teach people how to make a lifestyle for themselves. I used to be a coach years ago, and I would just like write out meal plans or give them a workout plan. And I would get so frustrated. I'm like, well, why aren't they doing it more than 2 weeks? Right. And so I knew that there was a need for something more. And so I love that. Now I help them create something for themselves so they don't need me anymore. I never want people to depend on me. As a coach, our job is not to get them results. That's not our job. Our job is to show them the way and create the space for them to get those results, right? And to facilitate transformation. We cannot give them transformation, right? They have to do it on their own. But that's been the best part of my job, is just showing them and them having their own aha moments. Just like when I was in the classroom and students struggle, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, right? And that's what the best part of being a coach is, when they are so excited to share their wins with you. When I get text messages months later after clients have worked with me and they're like, Kristin, like my life has changed. When they send their friends or cousins to me, That is like the best, when people really believe in your system, because you believed in them. I think that's everything.
That's awesome. It's all about impact. That's like the reason I love working with coaches, because unlike any other business owner out there, we're driven by that impact that we get to make in other people's lives by being, like you said, that facilitator of the transformation that you are empowering them to create in their own life. You're facilitating it and showing them, yes, you can do this. If I look at my life now compared to, you know, like before I decided to go all in on coaching, compared to where my life and where my business is at now, it's like night and day. And it's not just night and day in terms of like income and all that. It's like the impact that I'm making, it's like 10 times more meaningful. And I think that's, I mean, that's what we all are on this planet to do, is to do something meaningful with our lives. So I love that you said that. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I definitely, guys, like in terms of, I think in health coaches in general, I think people come to us with just questions like, well, what bread should I eat? And what workout should I do? Like, they want information. And one of the biggest things that I have learned is that we can't just give out information all the time, right? And that's, you know, there's a special way to talk to people where you're not just giving them the answers, because that's just like a Band-Aid, as Valerie calls it. Like, that's just covering up the problem. So, you know, for example, I had someone ask me the other day, like, oh, I want to make this dinner. Should I cut out the pasta? And I was like, why are you cutting out the pasta? Because I wanted to understand what her motivation was. Was it weight loss? Like, but I don't know what the whole story was. So like, our job as coaches, guys, is to get the whole story. So as health coaches, it's really important for you guys to realize that it's not your job just to give away all this information online and that's how you get clients, right? It's more about how you present yourself and position yourself as the expert, right? And understanding their problem, right? And that's something that we talk a lot about in OCI, is understanding the problem. And then we're able to offer them the right solution.
Absolutely. And you guys, this is a repeatable process. So the stuff that Kristin's talking about, the stuff that we're chatting about today, there's a system to it, and it's repeatable. And there's nothing special about us, right? The world needs more health coaches. I say this all the time. There is no saturation of, like, you know, shortage of clients is what I mean. There's millions of people on this planet that need help right now and are looking for someone right now, like literally praying for someone to come along and help them. They just can't find you. And it doesn't mean that there's anything about your ability to make an impact on the world. It just means that you haven't implemented the system. So my question for you, you know, if you want us to help you set up client getting systems in your own business to communicate the way that Kristin does in her business and have these amazing results, go into the comments right now and write I in the comments, and I'm going to give you guys a call to action, those of you watching live or on the replay. But this is what we do in OCI. That's why Kristin's been talking about OCI the whole time. We talk about getting clients, client generation. This is like what we live, sleep, and breathe, is coaching and client generation, which are kind of like one and the same inside your system. And like I said, this is the same system that's bringing Kristin like 5 figures per month, 15K months, right? And it's repeatable. There's nothing special about us. So, you know, we have clients who come in, they start out charging $1,200, right? And then they're at 2K, and then they up their prices. I think Esty commented in the group the other day, she's at 2,400. Kristin's at 3K plus, and growing their programs and growing their impact and growing their leadership as coaches, doing the exact same things as you being a coach, right? They just have the direction, and they have that vehicle and that system behind it that's powering it. So what we want to do is we want to help you install these same things inside your business as a health coach. So our ask is really simple. You guys want to hear what it is? So for you, comment inside this video. If you comment, what's going to happen? Someone from our team at OCI, our client generation specialists, are going to reach out to you, right? They've been trained by me and be able to guide you on your business. So if they can help you, they're going to ask you some questions, see if you're a fit for who we work with, who we help. We'll explain what it looks like. We'll explain everything to you, what we have, how it works, how we help you win. And then we'll create a custom game plan for you and what your specific health coaching business looks like. Maybe it's a little different than Kristin's. Maybe it's nuanced. We're going to talk about it. And so if you want to be next, if you want to be the next person on this live, just like Kristin, sharing your story, sharing your business growth, go into the comments and write grow. And one of our business specialists will reach out to you either today, tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, depending on when you reach out. They'll just ask you some questions. And honestly, I mean, Kristin, like we talked about today, when we chatted, when you first chatted with me, like, was it like salesy? Was it like, you know, you gotta buy, like pressure?
Yeah. And I mean, Valerie, I told you this, and I told even like the OCI crew the story, how I had a little bit of business coaching prior, but not a lot. It was more about like going from personal training, like going online. But then I was like, okay, now what? I didn't really know what to do. And so I tried to figure out on my own for, oh my God, 6 months. I tried to figure it out my own. And because my husband is a techie, and he was like, oh, we can do this. Like, I'll help you. He was no help. Like, sorry, no offense. I love him, but no help. And then I ended up like reaching out to another business practice, and like the call was like so pushy and salesy, and it just like didn't feel good. And honestly, guys, like I was in such a place financially where I needed to scale my business. Like I was desperate to scale, and like I literally went onto this call like with my credit card ready to go, because I was like, I need help. And just because of that call, I was like, I'm not doing this. And then I talked to Valerie not too long after, and it was a whole different energy. And that's exactly why I enrolled in OCI. And then, you know, we learned the same practice, the same enrollment process of how to make the sale, or to enroll people. I don't like using the term sale, but how to enroll people without making it feel awkward. And so I was always so scared of sales, you guys. Like, I'm not a salesperson. I didn't think I was a salesperson. Now I am, because if you are a business owner, you are a salesperson. Like, you are going to enroll people in your program. But I was so afraid of it, and now I'm not. Now I get really excited to do enrollment calls, and I have several today. I have some tomorrow, and it's about like, can I help this person? It's just like a whole different energy, you know. And I used to be so nervous and like studying a script. I'm like, oh my God. And now I'm like, yay, who am I going to talk to now? But it took me time to get there, but you will get there. And you just have to have that confidence in yourself that you can do it. And that's exactly what I've achieved over the last year. So
awesome. I love it. You are dropping gold nuggets of wisdom, and I hope everybody's taking notes, because what you're sharing is truly going to make a huge impact on their business. Because even just making that shift in how you enroll people, that energy exchange will be felt from your clients as well. So absolutely. Anyone commenting, our team will be reaching out to you either today or tomorrow, depending on when you reach out. And Kristin, you're amazing. You help your clients. You help your clients get amazing results. You help change their lives. That's why they give you the amazing testimonials that they do. Anything else? Any last words? Anything you're excited about, you know, in terms of the future of your business? Or I know you've got some travels coming up here. Anything? Yeah.
I mean, I just want to keep growing. That's really my main focus right now. I'm just really happy. I'm adding a lot more to my program and just really creating my community. That's really important to me. Community is everything. So I'm just continuing that. And yeah, I mean, we're already halfway through 2020, so which is crazy to think about. And it's so funny because so many people have kind of like dreaded 2020 as been like this terrible year. So many bad things has happened. But for me, it's been the opposite. Like, I've had so much success this year. The last 6 months have been really transformational for me in terms of scaling my online business. And like, you know, I was training people, more people, and then I really focused more online the last 6 months, and I've just taken off. So there's always room to grow, and I'm just going to keep growing. So really excited for that.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to bring you back on here when you're at 20K, 30K, 40K. We're going to bring you back on, and you're going to even more nuggets of gold on everyone. I think we're all excited to see you take it to the next level here in the next couple months.
That'll
If
be
you are ready to be next, guys, comment in the comments, write grow, so we know that you're ready and when we can set up a game plan for you, talk specifically about your business. Everybody give lots of hearts and thank yous to Kristin for sharing her time so freely with all of us today. We really appreciate it. It's always amazing to hear other people's stories, and you have a great one. So thank you so much, Kristin.
Yeah.
Have an amazing day, everybody.
Bye, guys.